In our Sunrise Smart Start, lawmakers returned to Washington on Monday, eager to help Ukraine. Congress has put increasing pressure on the Biden administration to send more money, more sanctions, and more troops to assist Ukraine and the surrounding NATO countries.
We are joined by Washington correspondent Anna Wernicke this morning with more. Anna, good morning.
Good morning. Well, lawmakers from both parties are really pushing for this ban on Russian oil, and they've made it very clear that they're not waiting for the president to act.
Texas Republican Senator John Cornyn says every barrel of oil the U.S. imports from Russia is helping fund their war in Ukraine.
And it helps Russia get a lot more money to kill innocent Ukrainians with.
Cornyn and a number of lawmakers on Capitol Hill are putting pressure on the Biden administration to ban the U.S. from purchasing Russian oil. But they're also taking matters into their own hands, introducing several bills with support from leaders on both sides of the aisle that would sanction Russian energy exports.
Now we need to boost domestic production. That should be our priority.
Arkansas Republican French Hill says America imports nearly 60,000 barrels of Russian oil each day. He says that number should be zero.
No decision has been made.
But White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki says the president wants to minimize the impact on Americans and is fighting high gas prices.
The best thing we can do is reduce our dependence on fossil fuels and foreign oil because that will help us have a reliable source of energy so that we're not worried about gas prices going up because of the whims of a foreign dictator.
Cornyn says if the administration wants to promote American energy independence, they need to support producers with better policies.
Now, even if one of those bills passed, the White House did not say if the president would sign it, but did stress that Russian energy sanctions are still on the table and are being heavily considered. For now, live in Washington, I'm Anna Wernicke. Back to you.
All right, Anna, thank you for your time this morning. More talks between Russia and Ukraine are scheduled for later this week.
We are following some breaking news this morning as well. Here locally, Rochester police investigating a murder this morning.
Police say it happened on Peckham Street in the city. Erica Cost joins us live now from the Public Safety Building with the latest information. Erica, good morning.
Good morning. This is Rochester's 9th homicide into 2022. A man in his 20s has died here. Police say they responded to 25 Peckham Street just after midnight for the report of a man unconscious and not breathing. They found he was suffering a gunshot wound to his upper body and unfortunately pronounced dead on scene. The Rochester Police Major Crimes Unit will continue investigating this. Their preliminary investigation reveals some type of altercation occurred with the victim and an unknown suspect before the victim was shot. They believe this is an isolated incident at this time, and of course anyone with any information is asked to call 911. In Rochester, Erica Cost, News 8.
All right, Erica, thank you, and we'll keep you updated as we get more information about this incident, both on air and online at rochesterfirst.com. Well, a man is dead after being struck on 390 last night. The Monroe County Sheriff's Office says its deputies and New York State Police responded around 10 p.m. for reports of a pedestrian hit on 390 North near the Chili Avenue exit. They say a man around 30 years old had been struck multiple times by vehicles. He was pronounced dead at the scene. All vehicles involved stopped and the drivers cooperated with the investigation. Deputies say speed and alcohol were not factors. An investigation is currently ongoing.
Well, gas prices are soaring as Russia's invasion of Ukraine shocks the worldwide oil markets.
Prices hitting their highest level since 2008. Right now, New York's tax on gasoline is about 48 cents per gallon. Diesel fuel is also reaching new highs, nearly 47 cents per gallon. There's also now a wide push to ban oil imports from Russia, open the nation's oil reserves, and resume talks with Venezuela to increase oil exports. Here in Rochester, the current average, as you can see on the screen, $4.24. That's up 45 cents from just a week ago, which was $3.79. A month ago, we stood at $3.58, and a year ago, $2.81. Elizabeth Carey with AAA says consumers are doing anything currently to get around this, like working from home.
A well-maintained vehicle is going to get you the best gas mileage. If you are traveling on the highway, use cruise control. A lot of snow, so people will put maybe a sandbag or some heavy items in their car to weigh down the vehicle in the snow so they can control the car better on the roads when they're icy. Well, now would be the time to remove all of that from the vehicle. The lighter the vehicle, the less fuel you're going to use.
All right, and the national average for a gallon is now over $4. Some parts of California seeing spikes as high as $7.55 per gallon.
In other news, a 46-year-old man facing several charges after a standoff with police on Orange Street in Rochester yesterday. We were there all morning as police and SWAT teams responded to the standoff. Police confirming a man identified as Tyrone Jenkins fired a gun at an occupied vehicle several times. No one in the car was injured. He then went inside a nearby home before being taken into custody. Police recovered 3 rifles, a handgun, a large amount of ammunition, suspected cocaine, and a ballistic vest from the home on Orange Street. Jenkins charged with criminal possession of a weapon and reckless endangerment. He will be arraigned coming up this morning.
Well, James, lots of people are probably headed to work at this time, so can they expect some snow coming down?
For pockets, yeah, certainly. Some areas are seeing the lake effect snow showers, especially along Lake Ontario, a few towns. So if you drive, I like to say over 10 miles to work, you may run into some snow showers. If you live right by your work and your commute is short, if you don't see any snow showers out, you'll probably get missed. It's kind of one of those mornings. I would grab some sunglasses, though, because the sun does come out later in the day. Afternoon high temperatures get into the mid-30s. We'll have a look at the bus stop forecast as well as the 8-day forecast at the end of the show. Mark, how are the roads looking?
James, not too bad. We do have a couple of accidents this morning. The one that we're focusing on right now is 490 East at Route 31 in Parrington. You see some slowing on 390 South. As well as folks just take it easy with a kind of snowy, icy morning in Rochester. Well, Goodwill of the Finger Lakes getting $10 million donated from the philanthropist Mackenzie Scott. Jennifer Lake is the president and CEO of the Goodwill of the Finger Lakes. She says the money is the largest gift ever received by the organization. It will play a key role in the nonprofit's 2022 to 2027 plan, which is being unveiled this spring.
We have some big plans that this gift will really enable us to move forward with, and we involved our community stakeholders to really look at some of the work Goodwill was already doing, how we could do more of it, because this gift wasn't for what we're doing already. It was to do more good in the communities that we're a part of.
And Goodwill says increased staffing will be a key element of the upcoming plan.
In national news now, 1 person is dead and 2 are in critical condition after a shooting outside a school in Des Moines, Iowa. According to police, a passing vehicle shot at those students outside of East High School. The school was put on lockdown at the time of the shooting, and potential suspects have been detained. All victims appeared to be teenagers, but whether they were students at the high school is still unclear.
Well, gambling is sacking one of the NFL's top players. Atlanta Falcons wide receiver Calvin Ridley was suspended for all of next season after betting on NFL games back in November. Ridley had stepped away from football in October for personal reasons. The league says Ridley bet several parlays around Thanksgiving, and those parlays did include betting on the Falcons to win. The NFL did not uncover any inside information being passed from Falcon teammates to Ridley. The league says it is working with gambling partners to police this kind of activity, and that is how Ridley was caught. And here's what some folks will be talking about at the water cooler this morning: March Madness. Here we go. Furman and Chattanooga for the Southern Conference Championship and a spot in the NCAA tournament. Furman's Mike Bothwell hitting a layup with 4.3 seconds to go. 63-61 Furman. Chattanooga doesn't call a timeout, and David Jean-Baptiste throws up the wild heave, and it goes at the buzzer. Chattanooga 64-63. Wow. The Mocs are celebrating, and they are on their way to the big dance.
What a shot.
Look at the celebrations.
Sheer joy.
Yeah.
Sheer joy.
Going to the tournament. Nice. It's exciting. I think basketball tournaments happening right now, some high school basketball as we chug through the playoffs. Maybe some jerseys we'll see at the bus stop this morning underneath the winter jackets. It's cold. Certainly we're in the 20s. The sunrise 6:35, about 20 minutes ago. So we have the snow showers around now, but they should taper off, and we'll get some sun as we get later this afternoon. Temperatures climb into the 30s. Let's finish off here with the 8-day forecast. Tomorrow we'll have some wintry weather, some kind of a rain-snow mix across the Finger Lakes, but temperatures too warm for any accumulation with that. We're quiet Thursday, and then our eyes turn to Friday and into Saturday. St. Patrick's Day Parade, we're going to keep talking about it. Snow showers looks like across the region for Saturday, but that's why we have several days, I guess, in advance to continue to forecast and iron out what'll shake up for Saturday.
All right, James, thank you so much, and thank you for watching News 8 at Sunrise.
Our next update is coming up in 30 minutes. CBS Mornings is up next. Have a great Tuesday.